Welcome to the BDB platform. Today, I want to walk you through the BDB semantic layer and why it matters for your business. Most organizations have plenty of data, but not a shared understanding of what that data means. Different teams define the same metric differently, and business users often depend on technical teams just to figure out what data to trust. The BDB semantic layer solves that problem. It converts technical data into business meaning, so instead of raw schemas and field names, your teams see data in a way that is intuitive, governed, and ready to use. The result is consistent definitions, higher trust, and analytics that business teams can truly own. Let me show you how it works. Let me start from the catalog. This is where business users begin their data journey in BDB. Rather than navigating to raw systems, technical repositories, or asking the data team for a file, business users come here. The catalog surfaces curated, governed data assets that are already prepared for consumption. Think of it as your organization's data storefront. Everything here has been vetted, labeled, and made ready. This matters because discoverability is the first hurdle in any data-driven organization. If your teams can't find the right asset quickly, they either make decisions without data, or they waste time building something that already exists. The catalog solves both. Now, I've opened one of these curated assets. And the first thing you see is not a table or a query, it's a business summary. Description. Tags. Stewardship. Classification. Status. Access and governance details, all in one view. For a business user, this answers 4 questions that matter before anything else. What is this asset? Who owns it? Can I trust it? And is it governed? This is the first value of the semantic layer, not just interpretation of data, but trust and accountability around it. BDB makes sure every asset answers those 4 questions before a user ever queries it. Moving to the next section, we can see the structured datasets that sit behind this asset. It supports reporting and analysis in a governed and consistent way. This is what makes the semantic layer reliable. Data quality. Data quality is critical for trust. BDB monitors quality through rules, checks, and run results to ensure the data used for analysis is reliable. Data ingestion. BDB also supports governed data ingestion. This helps bring new data into the platform in a structured way, so it can be used faster for reporting, analysis, and semantic use. Now we come to the heart of the demo, the business ontology. This is where the semantic layer lives. And this is the biggest shift BDB creates for business users. Instead of presenting raw tables and technical fields, BDB organizes your data into business objects, concepts that your organization already uses and understands. Customer. Sales. Product. Inventory position. Loyalty event. Customer experience. Each one is a governed, intelligent business concept, with its own attributes, dimensions, and measures, built from your underlying data, but expressed entirely in business language. You are no longer forced to think like a database designer. You think in terms of the business. And because everyone works from the same business objects, your marketing team, your finance team, your operations team, your AI agents, everyone is working from the same definitions. That creates consistency across reporting, dashboards, analysis, and every AI-driven use case you build on top of this platform. This screen shows the business object configuration form, the structured interface BDB provides to create and manage every business object in your ontology. On the left, users navigate across configuration sections. On the main panel, they define the core object details, display name, technical name, description, object type, security filter, and the SQL definition that powers the object. That security filter is worth pausing on. It applies role-level governance automatically, so your regional manager sees their region, your group CFO sees everything, and your store-level analyst sees only their store. Same object. Right data. Every person. Every time. In the side tabs, users further configure attributes, links, services, actions, and permissions for each business object. This makes it possible to create a complete, governed semantic business object in a structured and controlled way, without requiring engineering involvement at every step. Once saved, the object is immediately available for analytics, reporting, and AI-driven use cases across the entire BDB platform. For teams that want to move faster, BDB also provides a UI editor where business objects can be defined and managed directly in JSON. This means that instead of configuring everything field by field through a form, a data steward or semantic layer architect can define the full structure, attributes, mappings, and rules in one place. This is how organizations scale their semantic layer quickly and consistently. New business domain to model? New vertical to onboard? New AI agent to configure? The UI editor makes it fast, controlled, and repeatable. Because a semantic layer that takes months to build for each new use case is not really an advantage. BDB makes sure it is. Next is taxonomy and vocabulary. This helps standardize business language across the platform. In most organizations, different teams use different terms or define the same term differently. BDB solves that by creating a common and controlled business vocabulary. So when users search, analyze, or consume insights, they are all working from the same definitions, bringing more clarity, consistency, and trust. Now let's look at lineage. Here, BDB visually shows how this asset is connected to upstream and downstream data in the broader ecosystem. We can clearly see where the asset is coming from, how it is linked, and what it may feed into. For business users, this creates transparency and confidence. So when someone asks where a number or insight came from, BDB provides a clear, traceable view of that journey. And finally, the history view. This shows how the asset has changed over time, including updates and stewardship actions. This is important because it provides governance, traceability, and auditability. It also builds business confidence by showing that the asset is actively managed and kept up to date. Let me close with the 5 key benefits of the BDB semantic layer. It makes data easier to understand, creates consistent definitions, builds higher trust, reduces dependency on technical teams, and provides a stronger foundation for AI. It also enables business teams to consume trusted data more easily through business applications and intelligent agents. That is the difference the BDB semantic layer makes. Not just better data, better decisions. Faster, more consistent, and more trusted.